Up, you beautiful people. Thank you for listening. I'm Jenny. I'm a life coach. Welcome to the quest for meaning. Today, we're going to talk about why empaths and INFJs feel lost in life. It's like we're all just floating through space on a dying rock and asking what the hell we're doing here. Okay. We're burdened by immense purpose, and yet we have no idea what we're supposed to do with that. Okay. This is a collective experience between empaths and INFJs. So before we get into this, first of all, I just want you to wiggle your toes, snap your fingers, move your body a little, clap your hands. Okay. If you're here and you're alive, then you have purpose. Okay. You are here to experience the full range of being human. That is your purpose. If you're here and you're alive, then you already have purpose. You're just not aware of what your purpose is yet. So the real problem is that you just don't feel like you have purpose. And that's the problem I want to talk about. Your purpose is not something that you find, it is something that you have. Everyone has a purpose, okay? Sometimes their purpose is just to antagonize me, but everyone has a purpose, okay? It's inherently in your blueprint. It's not something that you find, it is something that you have. It can be as simple as being a good partner, being a good parent, being a good pet parent. If you've changed even one person's life for the better, even in small ways, then your life has had purpose. Um, the whole life experience is about finding your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. You're supposed to feel lost at first. That is a stop on the map. It's part of the journey. Okay. And the search for meaning is also meaningful. If you're searching for your purpose, that alone has purpose in itself. So, your purpose is not to know your purpose. Your purpose is to find out your purpose. And you don't always get to pick your purpose. Sometimes your purpose picks you. Sometimes you don't have control over when it happens. You do have some control over your challenges. An annoying feature of being human is that our essence wants friction. Our soul wants to be challenged. And if we're not picking any challenges consciously, then challenges are going to pick us unconsciously. So it is important to be conscious and intentional about your challenges, but you don't always get to be intentional about what your purpose is. You just have to basically try different foods, feel the energy, and then follow it as you go. You're not going to know if you like a food until you've already tried it. And a lot of the times we're trying to guess if we're going to like something before trying it. So you have to be in the sandbox, getting your hands dirty, feeling the energy to decide which path you want to take. It's like fishing, okay? You have to try different spots until you get a hit. It's not something that you can guess at, it's something that you have to try and experiment with. So it's a meandering path, it's not direct, and you're supposed to go on side quests. Okay, you cannot start with the end in mind. You can set an intention for a journey to heal, to express yourself, to follow the energy, and then take the first step, not knowing exactly where your foot will land, okay, or where the path will end. So don't be ashamed of shiny object syndrome. Okay, that's how you try different foods. That's how you find the path. That's how you feel the energy. You have to collect data first and then decide what you're good at and what you're passionate about, because you cannot draw a map that you have not explored yet. So everything that the universe puts you through is content towards finding your purpose. Okay. It's a terrible system that we have to go through life this way, learning from our mistakes, but I do not make the rules. And so wherever you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay. It's exactly where you're supposed to be. And you don't need to over literalize things that you like. A lot of the times we find a clue and we treat a clue like the solution to the problem. So, for example, if you like photography, over literalizing that would be interpreting that as a sign that you're supposed to be a photographer. And your purpose might incorporate photography or creativity in some other way, or concepts that you borrow from photography, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to be a photographer. So we have to be careful about over projecting clues into the future and over literalizing the meaning of those clues. One of my favorite cheat codes for life is books, because a lot of us suffer from emotional neglect. No one really taught us how to human, or how to adult, or how to be a man or a woman. Books are the cheat codes for that. And you will never be able to meet and spend interrupted time with the thoughts of so many brilliant and unique people. And a lot of them aren't even here anymore. A lot of them are not even alive anymore. Okay. So you actually get to pick and choose your mentors by picking and choosing your books. Um, so it's all about just taking the first step, seeing how it feels, and then deciding what your second step is going to be. Your second step often does not appear until you've already taken number one. We want to see all the steps. We want to know exactly where the path ends, and it doesn't work that way. It's like there's a fog. Okay. You can't see through the fog. It's too thick until you've taken step one. Now you can see through the fog to step two a little bit better. So just keep thinking about improving your position in small increments. Keep making small incremental improvements to whatever position that you're in. The universe responds to courage. Okay, the universe responds to you taking that first step, and sometimes it will feel like you just have to hurl yourself into the abyss, and let the chips fall where they may. But there are ways to have fun with it. Okay, you can treat everything like a canvas. You can make all experiences yours. Every single person watching this video is having a different experience of this video. Okay. Everyone is living in their own unique reality. No one has the same reality. The reality that you're living is unique and it belongs to you. And that means you get to have fun and play with that. It's an amazing time to be weird. And most of your rules are self imposed. And you can choose a new reality anytime you want to. Um, and our play response is usually very muted. We're usually very over serious. And so this is a good way to start thinking about incorporating play into finding your purpose as well, relaxing into the infinite. Um, human beings, um, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Okay. And so this is just one chapter. This is not the whole book. And when you think about it that way, it takes a lot of the pressure off. And now that the pressure is off, what kind of story do you want to write? Okay. Because this lifetime is just a rough draft. And when you think about it that way, it liberates you to try and fail a little bit more and to get creative with the story that you're writing. Um, we can also feel a pull towards things that feel wrong or feel toxic. But sometimes there are hidden clues to your purpose within those pulls. Okay. But when you logically know that it's something that you should stay away from. This happens to me with a very, very toxic and traumatizing relationship. Okay. I was avoiding him. I was prioritizing comfort and logic for a long time. Okay. And it was traumatizing. Okay. I ended up with PTSD from this relationship. But that was also where my deepest growth happened. That was also how my spiritual journey was triggered, was when I finally stopped resisting the pull and going into that abyss. So I don't want to encourage anyone to get into an abusive relationship. I do not recommend that. But sometimes when you feel a pull, there's a reason that you feel a pull, even if you can't logically explain it. There's a Blaise Pascal quote that I love, which is, "The heart has reasons for which reason knows not." Okay. So you cannot always logic your way through this process. There's a high chance you will find it by accident. There is a high chance that your purpose will be some weird hodgepodge that combines all of your interests together And it's only something that you can see in retrospect. It is only something that reveals itself in retrospect. It's not a target that you can aim for in advance. So, don't worry about the world needs. Worry about what makes you feel alive, even if that is something hard or something painful. Okay. You don't have to follow your bliss to find your purpose. For empaths, a lot of the time, it's about following pain. Um, and so, for your homework, I want you to imagine that your soul specifically chose this time and place on earth to incarnate. Okay. And if we assume that your soul chose this exact time and place on earth to incarnate, then what does that mean? Why did it pick this time and place? Just brainstorm. Okay. That's everything I have for today, everybody. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to, and have a great day. Bye for now.